G'day. Today we are looking at a video floating around Instagram. Actually, I think it's an advert, and it's talking about some ways to handle money from perhaps a spiritual perspective. So let's see what they have to say.
Now, most people believe getting out of debt's all about cutting expenses, working extra hours, and sticking to a budget.
Okay, so getting out of debt, cutting expenses, sticking to a budget. Probably a helpful way to get out of debt. And I don't think that if you had a budget and you stuck to it and you cut expenses and you spent less than what you earned, that there would be no way but to not get out of debt. But anyway, let's see what this champion says.
While those things can be helpful, they miss the real key to financial breakthrough. Because in the kingdom, debt isn't just a numbers problem, it's a spiritual problem that requires a spiritual solution.
Right, okay. So while it's helpful, it requires a spiritual solution to the spiritual problem. So that debt you took on, that's not a practical problem. The credit card that you accepted in the mail and you signed off, or the car that you went down to the shop and financed, or the bed that you've got on Afterpay, or the telly that you've got on whatever sort of financing that goes on, that wasn't you. That was a spiritual problem. Something in the spiritual realm was making you do that, and that is not your fault. That's what this guy's saying, which in my opinion is obviously a complete load of crap.
Don't get me wrong, budgeting's wise, stewardship matters, but if financial breakthrough only came from budgeting better, then why are so many people still stuck no matter how much they cut back?
Okay, so good question. Why are people so stuck because of how much they cut back? And even when they budget, well, are they stuck? Or are they just not seeing the results they want in a day? If you've taken 10 years, 5 years, 2 years to get yourself in a really messy situation, and then you decide to do a budget and stick to it for a month, you're not going to reverse your situation in that 1 month's time. Let's just talk about that. And so to think that you will is not only stupid, it's delusional, and it's definitely a characteristic of a mindset of people nowadays when they just want everything done instantly. And to me, I'm getting the feeling that this is what this guy is kind of appealing to in relation to that mindset. It's the instant mindset.
Because the answer isn't just about doing more math. It's about lining kingdom principles and stepping into God's supernatural economy. Proverbs 22:7 says, "The borrower is slave to the lender."
Okay, so we've got to step into a spiritual economy, and Proverbs says that borrower is slave to the lender. Yep, that's right. I don't see any spiritual connectedness here. If you've taken on all those debts we talked about earlier, then you are a slave to the lender. I'm not seeing the connection.
Debt is a system that's designed to keep you bound, and the only way to truly break free is to step into kingdom alignment and trust God as your provider, not the world system.
Oh, so we've got to step into a kingdom alignment and trust God to get us out of all these stupid decisions that you've made yourself, because that's what he is. He's a genie, and you need to sit there, grab your polishing cloth, rub the little bottle that he's in, and then out he comes and all your wishes come true, because that's what this guy's saying. But wait, I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure he's going to try and sell you a reason to buy his product because he knows the answer of how to do this.
Look at the widow in 2 Kings 4. She's drowning in debt. Creditors are coming to take her children as slaves. She didn't need better budgeting advice. She needed a miracle. So what did Elijah tell her? What do you have in your house? She had a little bit of oil. That's it. And when she obeyed the prophetic instruction to pour it out, the oil multiplied until every debt was paid and she had more than enough.
Okay, all right. So now we're going really, really far over to Christianese, okay? And there's probably a lot of people watching this channel that aren't this way inclined. That's okay. But I'm just going to make some comments on this sort of stuff. Firstly, he's talking about an incident in the Bible that was related to, a widow being asked for the oil and all that sort of stuff. But you got to understand, firstly, the context when you start talking about scriptures, and you can't just pull things out of here, 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 and then make a story out of it, because that just doesn't fly, right? Secondly, if you believe the scriptures, then you'll believe that the stories in them were in relation to, godly events, and therefore, in this instance here, you would believe that the person telling the widow to do something was speaking on behalf of God, right? Whether they're a prophet or whatever it might be. With that in mind, they've then taken this excerpt of the Bible out, this little bit of scripture. They're going to apply it to your life now, because that person got told to do this. Then you can be told to do this, because that's effectively God telling you the same thing. That is an absolute lie. That is not how it works. And that is one way of many ways that these type of guys bamboozle people into believing what they have to sell you.
Listen, your breakthrough isn't going to come from trying harder. It's going to come from trusting deeper, from learning how to align your finances with kingdom principles and expect supernatural provision. If you're struggling with debt and you're feeling stuck, I want to help you break free. In my book, How Heaven Invades
You got to align yourself with kingdom principles, trust more and stress less, or whatever, right? Let's have a look at that there again. What is he saying?
Your breakthrough isn't going to come from trying harder. It's going to come from trusting deeper, from learning how to align your finances with kingdom principles.
Okay, it's not going to come from trying hard. It's going to come from trusting deeper. Okay, so don't try all those stupid decisions that you made to get yourself in debt, or made crazy monetary decisions, or you're still making. Don't try. Just trust. Trust God, or trust the universe, or whoever it is that you're going to trust. Just trust, because you don't need to do anything to help yourself. It's all just going to magically happen for you.
And expect supernatural provision. If you're struggling with debt and you're feeling stuck, I want to help you break free. In my book, How Heaven Invades Your Finances, I lay out the biblical steps to shift from financial stress to supernatural increase. Click the link below and grab your copy today. It's time to move from debt to overflow.
So, as I said, buy my book. I've got all the answers, how to move you from debt to overflow. Obviously, it's not paying out the debt because you don't do anything. And so I'm not sure how you move from debt in that instance. And overflow comes from, once again, doing nothing and just trusting God, or perhaps reading a scripture from, 7 to 10,000 years ago, where some dude was talking to someone else, and then you're going to apply it in your life when it's not even in relation to you at all. In fact, it was part of another story demonstrating something completely different. But hey, why don't you just apply that to your life? Sit back, do nothing, and all your debt will go away. Your money problems will be solved, especially if you buy this dude's book. Don't fall for it. All this stuff is an absolute joke, right? There's only certain ways to get out of debt, and that's, paying it out. And there's certain things you got to do that, and that is paying the money, negotiating with the lender, earning more, spending less, all those things. You cannot go broke if you spend less than what you earn, right? It's as simple as that. There you go. I just saved you buying his book. Anyway, there's more of these things because we've had some good feedback on the others. So keep sending them through to the Instagram page or the Facebook page or whatever. And if you want to know more about what we do, jump on the link attached to this video and join up to our newsletter mailing list and our Facebook pages and socials and all that sort of stuff. All right, till next time, I'm Scotty. See ya.